Good morning, traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So we did get quite a big move yesterday, even though it was a public holiday, which is very typical of this market. So we had a range bar on Friday, then we've had a green bar on the public holiday yesterday. Can't read really much into that green bar. I would expect it to replay itself. Okay, in other words, I'd expect some kind of a pullback to come back to where Friday's close was, and then another attempt from that level. Okay, so at the moment, pretty similar to the S&P right now. We've got some fairly significant structure. I can take it any which way I want to, actually. That's probably the best way to do it, because that was the previous downward trend line. You can see rejected and then tested and bounced off there. So could be a wedge, could just turn out to be a bigger channel. I'm not really a fan of the diagonals. I think the big one that we need to pay attention to is 28167. Okay, that is a fairly strong area that we need to pay attention to. And if I look left, you can see that was used as support. Use the support there, broken through, use the resistance, back up. That's a decent area for me. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a retest of this area, or alternatively, I'm looking for us to stay above the moving average. And that is also a possibility. And that basically means, difficult one here, really messy. I would take that 28342 as my upper side level. So I need to get a break above that, hold it, and start moving before we start looking at longs. Or alternatively, I need to see it come back onto this area here of 28167 and look for some longs. It could also just drop further than that, come and pick up some of these lows down here. Okay, so yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty patient day today. You're going to have to wait to see what transpires. At the moment, I want to see this moving average hold. So if we can see it hold, and you'll see now, I'll give you an example here. This is a pretty good example here. So you get some volatility up and below and above the moving average like this. No real structure, moving average just hovering around, pointing down, going sideways. And then you get support on the moving average there, like that. Nice big engulfing bar. Moving average starts pointing up. Good signal for a long. And you can trade something like that for an extended period of time. So long as it doesn't sort of close below the moving average. Although there you did get a close below the moving average. But then immediately the next bar was a buy. And it continues up like that. So when you on the moving average like this, you can see there's no direction. Okay. Another example here, we've got deviation from the moving average. In other words, we're far away from the moving average, and then we have this massive acceleration bar. Great opportunity to get it in. Trend is up. Okay, trend is sideways. Nothing worth watching. And then here you have a rejection off the moving average, another opportunity to buy. Okay, so when we look at this move down, consolidation, up, rejection of the moving average, another opportunity to sell, big move down, and there was another one there. So this 33 EMA plays a pretty big role in what's going on price for me anyway. Okay, so that's kind of the view that I have at the moment. I'm looking for support. It could be down here. It could blindside everybody and drop all the way down to this area here, okay, which is 27992. Could drop down to 2800 as well. That's another decent area. Or it could even come further down. We're looking at that kind of area there, which would be 27630. So I'm not 100% sure that the volatility here is over, but I am looking for opportunities to buy. This could be a trend reversal. Okay, that's the other thing to bear in mind. Being on the 4 hour, it could be a bit of a trend reversal, so reject this level and move to the downside. But when I look at the 8 hour, we're on the moving average, we're heading sideways, and the daily is still trending up, and that moving average is strong to the upside. So whatever moves the downside to me is going to be short-lived. It's going to be a bit of a scalp rather than a trend. What I'd be looking for is that kind of break below the moving average. And you can see it doesn't typically happen with this. It does sort of, but it doesn't stay like that. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of my ramblings for this morning. I do believe we should be looking for opportunities to buy. The big question is just where are we going to be buying off? And the 15-minute is more than likely what you want to be watching. Okay, so you can see most of yesterday, once we got above the moving average in the 15, it just meandered up to the upside. So that's kind of exactly what I'd be looking at the moment, is just watch the 15 and trade that accordingly. That'll give you the entries. If it does move to the downside, you've got your levels in. You must watch for price action on those levels, and you can watch it on the 15. You can see it's pretty strong. Unless you get massive moves like this, then it becomes, the patterns are the same, but the volatility is so massive that you jump in on positions, and before you know it, you're down 180 points, which is a fairly big swing on this. So what you want to do when it's volatile like that is just keep your position size small. Okay, so at the moment we are sideways, nothing really there, but definitely watching these levels. So I've given you for opportunities to buy back into this and see if we can get this thing moving back to the upside, which is what I'm expecting. I can't see an election year. Well, elections are looming very shortly for the US. It's coming up. We've got a whole lot of political noise happening. We've got the feds, we've got virus, we've got all sorts of chaos that's happening, and that's the best time to trade, is in chaos. So yeah, that's it for me today. Definitely looking for opportunities to buy. I will put it up in the Telegram channel if I see something, but we'll have to wait and see. I think patience is going to be key this morning. Hope it helps, and we will catch up with you later. Cheers for now.